What's good, YouTubers? This is your host, Mozan. And today we're going to take a break from uploading videos of meditation. And I wanted to talk about sacred geometry and the geometric shape of hexagon. You see, YouTubers, I've been wanting to drop this video for a while now because I know that there's a lot of people out there that do not know the significance behind sacred geometry, or for that matter, the shapes that are behind the geometric sacred shapes of sacred geometry. And I wanted to show you pictures of them in nature, specifically on a one planet. And this planet is called Saturn. And it has been around for a number of years. I believe the first time that they were able to view the hexagon shape was through Voyager 1 when it did its usual flyby of the North and South poles. And then what I want to do is that I wanted to show you this video that's on YouTube that you could check it out later on your own time, for that way that you could put two and two together. Because what the video specifically talks about, well, let's go ahead and name, the name of the video is Cymatics Full Documentary, Bringing Matter to Life with Sound. That being said, a couple of, I would have to say, doctors back in the 60s or 70s, they did an experiment with sound, and they were able to do a lot of shapes with sounds. Now, along my spiritual journey, I came across this wonderful information, and I was blown away of the stuff that they did. And this is stuff that they don't teach in school. What I came to the conclusion was that we live in a world, or in a reality, that there is this sacred music, these tones that are being played out throughout the entire cosmos, and they do make up shapes. Now, the first part of this info that I wanted to introduce you guys is to Cymatics. Now, please, on your own time, check out the documentary itself. There's 4 parts, and we're not going to go throughout the entire Cymatics documentary. I just wanted to give you a visualization of what I'm talking about.
The film you're about to see has no characters, it has no people. It is a film to describe to you and explain visually the effect of cymatic frequencies on texture, structure, water, oil. If you spare a little of your imagination as you watch this film as it runs, you will see many things that answer many questions. You will see living forms, living amoeba, almost animal-like creatures. You will see continents being formed, the earth itself coming into existence, explosions, eruptions, atomic explosions and bombs. You can see all this and watch it before your eyes.
I wanted to pause it right there, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that's going to be very eye-opening to you. So I would definitely want you to check out the entirety of the 4 parts of this video. Hopefully this video itself doesn't get flagged for anything. I just want to bring this to your guys' attention because you're going to see why. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit to some of the experiments and whatnot.
Please watch carefully.
We can also use
I'm gonna leave it right there, ladies and gentlemen, for that way that you guys could at least check it out. But as you can see, what they're basically doing is that they have different frequencies and they're playing it on this plate. And what the I believe that this is sand right here. What it's doing is that it is um, changing itself into different forms. Now those forms are pretty cool. Let me go ahead and show you another part. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it looks a little bit eerie, looks amazing, and it just leaves me mind boggled because the different type of frequencies that are being played, you can only assume that this is how it is in the real world that we live in reality. I mean, this is breaking information. Like I said, I'm gonna leave. Well, I didn't say, but I would be leaving a link in the description below for that way you could check out the video in its entirety. I want to give thanks to these ladies and gentlemen who did, to these gentlemen who did this documentary, and I want you guys to check it out. Let's go on ahead and go to the part of the hexagons. Now, I wanted to bring this part right here, the hidden meaning behind the hexagon, and read some of this for that way you could get an understanding of what I'm about to show you. The hexagon is one of the building blocks of nature, representing many frequencies. It is a geometric shape that is integrated in a lot of sacred geometry shapes. At Flower of Sound, we are very inspired by the hexagon. I believe that is the website's name. We have embedded it everywhere from our logo to the lights we use in our immersive. Okay. Hexagons are the building blocks of life. A hexagon has 6 equal sides and is one of the building blocks of life and one of the principal governing patterns dominant in the natural world. From honeycombs to the center of snowflakes, the hexagon is everywhere. When placed under a horoscope, these objects reveal one of the most efficient tile shapes to build, as discovered in 1999 by Thomas Hales. Hexagons are everywhere. When used to build, hexagons minimize the amount of material needed, and which is why honeybees build in hexagons. It is also at the molecular core of water and therefore is also in each of us, as we are made of at least 70% of water. When hydrogen molecules freeze and bond, they form hexagons, i.e. the center of a snowflake. The hexagon is also found in the structure of DNA. It forms the chains that produce the double helix macromolecule. Hexagon has sacred symbols. You can find the hexagon in many ancient symbols. In sacred geometry and ancient sagas, the hexagon represents the potential for life. It is found in sacred shapes like the flower of life, which is seen in ancient architecture around the world. Because of its 2 interlocking triangles, the hexagon as a symbol often stands for harmony and balance, and also male and female energy. When you draw a 6-pointed star, the points form together as a hexagon. This can be beautifully seen by Dr. Masaru Emoto's video showing the crystallization of water. I would definitely drop another video on that. I believe I have that video in my I definitely did a video, so I'm definitely gonna be leaving a link up so for that way that you guys could at least check it out. It's beautiful. The stuff that you would find out is just amazing. A video showing the crystallization of water reacting to pure tones, images, and therefore frequencies. Hexagons and the flower of sound. In our search for scientific validation for our frequencies, we found that certain shapes correspond with frequencies we most often use. For example, Pythagoras is widely known for using frequencies to explain mathematics. One of the shapes that inspired us the most is the hexagon, and we incorporate it into pretty much all of our designs. It is such an essential shape and building block of life. It's in water, honeycombs, cymatics, and even the feel good chemical dopamine. Wow, I didn't realize that. And it is at the core of who we are. According to the Tesla Pythagoras, the essential numbers in the universe are 3, 6, and 9. If you use Pythagoras' theorem in the solfeggio frequencies, which is what a lot of my meditation videos are under, they are all add up 3, 6, and 9 in all of nature. These are the three numbers coming back. 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. The common denominator of all of these numbers is the number 3. This is one of the reasons why I compose our pure tones music using 3 frequency layers into one. The first layer is a low bass tone or a slow sound wave is derived from the original tone. Then we layer in original frequency, and finally we layer in the surrounding ambient sound based on the even harmonic. This way our compositions are more effective, stay pure, and easier on the ear. There are no extra keyboard tracks, instruments, or music added to our composition. To further retain the purity of the sound, we do use sound healing techniques such as the use of harmonics to make our frequencies more effective. I'm definitely gonna have to try out their videos and their music and upload it. And here we go. This is where I'm gonna definitely be showing you guys. There are fun facts about on Saturn's North Pole. There is an enduring cloud formation in the shape of the hexagon. Total size is bigger than the Earth. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'm over here on Google's webpage and I'm looking at the images, and this right here are the hexagon images of the planet Saturn. As you can see, the North Pole of the planet itself is forever in the shape of a hexagon. It is truly amazing to be able to view this planet, North Pole, and it takes a hexagon shape. I mean, they don't teach this in school. To this day, scientists are baffled and they do not know why it takes a form of this shape. But when I found this out, ladies and gentlemen, I was blown away. I was like, holy guacamole. Now, what's even more interesting is the South Pole of the Saturn. As you can see, some of these images resemble an eye, which is very interesting. As you can see, I do not know why they don't have too many views of the South, but in this particular one right here, you could definitely see that it resembles an eye. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on the North Pole of Saturn, you have a hexagon shape twirling around, and it's been there for God knows how long. Then on the South Pole, you have this twirling around that resembles an eye. I'm not sure why they haven't said too much about this, but ladies and gentlemen, it is interesting. And that's why Saturn is so prevalent in the history of humanity. If you were to read one of the books called The Saturn Myth, I've gone through about 200 pages of it, and the author generally shows proof that Saturn itself was throughout the entire world, from the Mayans to the Egyptians to ancient Chinese. I mean, it was everywhere. Everywhere. And it's always puzzling to know or to ask or to understand, how is that even possible? How were the Indians from one side, as far as the Native Americans are concerned, to the ancient Egyptians, all talked about the same thing as far as Saturn is concerned? Saturn does have its place in history. In I believe is it in the Hindu belief or in India, they believe that this is where the souls would go to get reprogrammed. Like for instance, when people do really horrible things, like for instance, Hitler's soul went to Saturn to be able to get reprogrammed or whatever it is. But later on that, and you could check this information out on your own. Excuse me, nose is clogged up. I wanted to just show you guys the snowflake because it talks about, it does resemble a hexagon if you really look at it. And the snowflakes to me are one of the most beautiful um, creations that nature can make as far as snow is concerned. Because if you were ever, you see, I'm from New York City and up north, specifically of North America, and my childhood was full of snowy days and whatnot. It was really cold, and I never knew that when you really take a look at a snowflake, they look so beautiful. Now it goes to show you that there is a type of sound that makes these snowflakes because they're not going to be made out of nothing. And I just wanted to show proof in the Cymatics that this is the reality that we live in, and it is wonderful. The musical tone of the universe must be interesting because look at the shapes that it makes. These wonderful, beautiful shapes of snowflakes, and they resemble a hexagon. It is amazing. Sometimes I am blown away by the reality that we live in. Sometimes you have to disconnect from what's going on as far as current events is concerned and delve deep into the wondrous nature that we live in because it is beautiful. I mean, look at all these shapes. And each and every snowflake is different, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a fingerprint. Beautiful, huh? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it there. I definitely want to hear your comments, so please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you guys know about this? Were you aware that Saturn has a hexagon on the North Pole and an eye shaped on the South Pole? And these have been going on for as long as man has known. First pictures were taken, I believe, by the Voyager. And it is interesting because there was this picture that I remember that is hard to find on the internet. But when Voyager was heading towards Saturn, it literally looked like an eye shaped. I mean, it was amazing. But this is the stuff that they don't teach you. This is the stuff that is hidden. This is the stuff that the occult knows about and doesn't want us to know about the true meaning that we live as far as spirituality is concerned and how wonderful this reality is. To be honest, I'm on a positive note today by sharing this information with you guys. Do me a favor and help a brother out by liking this video, commenting below, subscribing to the channel, and check out some of my meditation music. You'll definitely like it. It'll put you in a positive state. They are healing, and it's more for inner work. Later on, I'm going to be uploading videos on meditation music, on astral projection, more healing, more stuff just to get you in a right state of mind. Because that is the whole point of my channel. Manifest a meditative state is to put you in the right frame of state of mind. For that way that you could live harmoniously with the universe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, ladies and gentlemen. It'll definitely help me out a lot. I need this information to to be shared with people for that way that they could understand the beauty that it is of the world that we live in and not worry about the current events that they're trying to um, bring us towards. This is Mozan coming to you with another video, signing off. Peace.